If you've been paying attention today, then you would realize that I've uploaded not only a cleric video but also my half orc video. Apparently, I've been forgetting to upload or export my Twitch videos onto my YouTube. Such videos have been the half orc, and I believe I did Dragonborn though. I plan to check my videos, and I definitely know for a fact that I now just got into half orc video done, and I plan to continue checking my other videos to make sure. But today I'm going to continue doing the cleric video because it is extremely long and I want to get through it. Now, in the part 1 of my video, I talked about the cleric's general ability, what a cleric generally is, the fact that they're generally a religious caster that, unlike a paladin or a warlock, are completely dedicated to their deity, whereas a paladin seems to be more dedicated to their oath, which is what drives their power. Sorry guys, if you're hearing that, that's me opening up a bottle of Club Orange. I need to take my allergy medicine. I'm actually behind in taking them, which can have serious detrimental effects to my resistance to my allergies, such as dog hair, pollen, and dust. But anyway, no, as a cleric is completely devoted, as opposed to the other two, what I would consider not their own source type of caster. Hold on. There we go. That's out of the way now. But yeah, other casters. Now, the truest source of self-casting is quite obviously a sorcerer. They're just born with their power. Whereas a wizard has to learn it, so does a bard, so does arcane trickster, eldritch knight, a druid. A druid gets their power from their dedication to nature, so maybe druid as well is self-sufficient as a sorcerer. But but anyway, a cleric is truly devoted to their deity. And I talked about what you get at what levels and such. I also talked about some of your divine domains, which are what your archetypes are called. We talked about the knowledge, life, and light domain. Now, I'm also pretty sure I put out the idea, and I'm pretty sure I made a very good argument about why a life cleric is the ultimate healer in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Now, but today sorry, not today, because technically it's the same day. In this video, we'll be discussing what the other domains, and then I'll read out the spell list. Now, folks, I will not be given. There may be some spells which I will make a comment on, such as like Cure Wounds, Speak with Dead, and whatnot. But I will not be going into full-on details of each spell, because then I'll be here forever. There will be a spell description section later on. That will be alphabetized, and it will not be going into the individual list of each caster. So, keep that in mind. Now, let's discuss the nature domain. Gods of nature are as varied as the natural world itself, from the inscrutable gods of the deep forest, such as Sylvanus, Abatai, Chisov, Balinor, and Pan, to the friendly deities associated with particular springs and groves, such as Eldat. Druids revere nature as a whole and might serve one of these deities, practicing mysterious rites and reciting all but forgotten prayers in their own secret tongue. but many of those gods have clerics as well, champions who take a more active role in advancing the interests of a particular nature god. These clerics might hunt the evil monstrosities that despoil the woodlands, bless the harvest of the faithful, and wither the crops of those who anger their gods. So there you have it, folks. See, druids are all about nature in general. Paladins are all about serving, whatever their oath dictates. Clerics or warlocks can sometimes be agents of their patron. Sometimes the patron is more looking to get something out of it for a one time. It might be a one-off deal to get power, but with a cleric, you're an active agent of your source of your power, your patron, your deity, for good or for bad, as what this description entails. Now, the nature domain spells that you get are as follows. Now remember, folks, these spells do not count towards the spells that you have prepared. These spells are always prepared, no matter how often you swap out your spells. At level 1, you start off with Animal Friendship and Speak with Animals. At 3rd level, you have Bark Skin and Spike Growth. At 5th level, you have Plant Growth and Wind Wall. 7th level, you have Dominate Beast and Grasping Vine. And at 9th level, you have Insect Plague and Tree Stride. All very... I believe some of these spells... Now, these domain spells can ignore cleric spell list. So, a lot of these spells may be actually not found on the cleric spell list, but they're found on the druid spell list. So, but this is the nature domain. This is basically like a more religious druid. So if you're looking to play more religious druid, a nature domain druid is easily the way to go. Or if you want to play a healer with more of a nature-based character, you could play a druid. Either or. Now let's talk about some of the other features. Your first feature is Acolyte of Nature. At first level, you learn one druid cantrip of your choice. You also gain proficiency in one of the following skills: animal handling, nature, or survival. Again, this bridges the gap between cleric and druids. This is sort of like a hybrid class for the cleric, where you sort of get a hint of druid. Sort of like how knowledge sort of gives you a bit of wizard. You also gain a bonus proficiency in heavy armor at level 1. Your channel divinity for this domain is starting at 2nd level. You can channel your divinity to charm animals and plants. As an action, you present your holy symbol and invoke the name of your deity. Each beast or plant creature that you can see within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If that creature fails its saving throw, it is charmed by you for 1 minute or until it takes damage. While charmed by you, it is friendly to you and other creatures you designate. Now, there are creatures that are actual plants. They are, like, for example, a tree blight is such creature. So yeah, this spell is generally decent if you're going through a forest or the Fae. Alright, we have Dampen Elements. Starting at 6th level, when you are a creature within 30 feet of you takes acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you can use your reaction to grant resistance to the creature against that instance of damage. I can see how this type of cleric will be very sought after if you're doing Dragon's Tyranny campaign books, because they revolve around dragons of the chromatic persuasion, and this would be very much helpful for them. You have Divine Strike. Now this varies then from the other one, whereas the other one dealt a DA extra of radiant damage and a 2d8 extra radiant at 14th level. This gives you the option of cold, fire, or lightning. So yeah, that's very handy. And then you have Master at Nature at 17th. You gain the ability to command animals and plant creatures. While creatures are charmed by your charm animals and plants feature, you can take a bonus action on your turn to verbally command what each what each of those creatures will do on its next turn. So at around level 17, this character can literally change the tide of the battlefield. If you're completely outnumbered by plants and creatures, you can use your charm animals on one turn to get all as many of them as charmed as you can. Then use Master of Nature's ability on your next turn to. Oh no, it's a bonus action. So yeah, so basically, Channel Divinity action, bonus action command them. So yeah, there you go. Very handy ability. Now, folks, we're now getting into the Tempest domain. Now, the Tempest domain is going to be all about elemental damage, I believe, and dealing a lot of damage. We still have this and two more domains left. We still have Tempest, Trickery, and War. So let's keep moving on. Gods whose portfolios include the Tempest domain include Talos, Umbriel, Cord, Zomboim, the Devourer, Zeus, and Thor, govern storms, sea, and sky. They include gods of lightning and thunder, gods of earthquakes, some fire gods, and certain gods of violence. Physical strength and courage. In some pantheons, a god of this domain rules over other deities and is known for swift justice delivered by thunderbolts. In the pantheons of seafaring people, the gods of this domain are ocean deities and patrons of sailors. The Tempest gods send their clerics to inspire fear in the common folk, either to keep those folk on the path of righteousness or to encourage them to offer sacrifices of proportion to ward off divine wrath. So Tempest domain, not the nicest. It can be, but may not be. Your Tempest domain spells are as follows. First level, you get Fog, Cloud, and Thunder Wave. Third level, Gust of Wind and Shatter. Fifth level, Call Lightning and Sleet Storm. 7th level, Control Water and Ice Storm. 9th level, Destructive Wave and Insect Plague. So yeah, very much on the whole Zeus, Thor, like lightning and ice damage. Like it's very sky based, you know. At first level, you also gain proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor. So the Tempest domain is very much a cleric who is definitely on the forefront of the battlefield. They're not going to be hiding behind casting spells. Also at first level, you have a feature called Wrath of the Storm, which allows you to you can thunderously rebuke attackers when a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack. You can use your action to cause that creature to make a dex saving throw. A creature will take 2d8 lightning or thunder damage, your choice, on a failed saving throw and half as much on a successful one. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, a minimum of once. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So basically, as you level up, when you get hit, you can cause that person to take extra damage. Like your body is just channeling electricity like all over your body. Sort of like Thor in Thor Ragnarok, as what I saw from the trailers. I have not seen the movie, but by the end of the movie, in one of the trailers where he does not have his hammer, his eyes were glowing and he was just sparking lightning off his body. Sorry I'm yawning, folks. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night and I'm starting to feel it like right now. I might have a nap before a D&D game later. You have an ability called Destructive Wrath, which is your channel divinity. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your channel divinity to wield the power of the storm with unchecked ferocity. When you roll lightning or thunder damage, you can use your channel divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling. That is very powerful. For a second level, it's probably not going to do too much, but as you level up and as your knowledge of as your spells come, bigger and bigger, like I think Destructive Wave, for example, is a ninth. When you look at your ninth level spell slots, if any of them deals lightning or thunder damage, you can really destroy something there. You get Thunderbolt Strike, which is sort of like your Divine Strike, but it seems basically instead when you it's not. So there is Divine Strike, which is thunder to a target. Okay, so yeah, your Divine Strike is pretty much similar to all the others, except this one's does not give you any options. It's just straight up thunder damage. But okay, Thunderbolt Strike is something different. At 6th level, when you deal lightning damage to a large or smaller creature, you can push it back. So you can push it up to 10 feet away from you. So yeah, repulsors anyone? Boom! You get pushed back 10 feet. And there's not even a save. It's just, you deal lightning damage to it, it goes back 10 feet. That is absolutely amazing. And then your Divine Strike is at 8th level. Now, at 17th level, you get a feature called Stormborn. At 17th level, you have a flying speed equal to your current walking speed whenever you're not underground or indoors. So basically, when you have access to the sky, which is, again, what your deity possibly controls, or is in part one of the deities that controls the sky, you can literally fly. And rain lightning down from above. Alright folks, we're now getting to the trickery domain. Now I like how all these domains are actually mentioning like deities from different pantheons. For example, like we got in Greek, not only are we getting like traditional D&D deities, but we're also getting Greek, we're also getting Norse. I've not noticed any Celtic. I think I noticed Anubis at one point, but I can't remember. But okay, gods are trickery such as Taimore, Beshaba, Lidmara, the Traveller Garl Guttergold, and Loki are mischief makers and instigators who stand as a constant challenge to the accepted order among both gods and mortals. Their patrons are thieves, scoundrels, gamblers, rebels, and liberators. Their clerics are the disruptive force in the world, punctuating pride, mockery, mocking tyrants, stealing from the rich, freeing captives, and flowering hollow traditions. They prefer subterfuge, pranks, deception, and theft rather than direct confrontation. Your trickery domain spells are as follows. From 1st level, you gain access to Charm Person and Disguise Self. 3rd level, Mirror Image, Pass Without a Trace. 5th level, Blink and Dispel Magic. 7th, Dimension Door and Polymorph. 9th, Dominate Person and Modify Memory. All these spells do point to a person who is trying to act in the background. Someone who would not want to be in the front lines, or someone who does not want to be remembered. 1st level, you get the Blessings of the Trickster. Starting when you choose this domain at 1st level, you can use your action to touch a willing creature other than yourself and give it advantage on dexterity stealth checks. This blessing lasts for 1 hour or until you use this feature again. Now again, you can only give this to one creature. It's best to give it to the one player who's not going to be stealthy, which, funny enough, could be you. I thought, of all things, I thought this class will give you as a bonus proficiency to stealth, but clearly it doesn't. You have your channel divinity, invoke duplicity. You basically create an illusion copy of yourself. As an action, you create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose your concentration, as if you're concentrating on a spell. The illusion appears in an unoccupied space that you can see that is within 30 feet of you. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to a space you can see, but it must remain within 120 feet of you. For the duration, you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion. You both have advantage on attack rolls against that creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. So basically, you can use that to give yourself advantage on your attack rolls. Now, this spell is this ability is sort of good because it sort of like extends your range as a caster. So like, say if you have an ally that's just out of range of your casting, but you want to heal them. Instead, you can if you have your illusion that's closer to the target, they themselves then can cast the healing spell. But again, you have to see the target as well. You have another channel divinity. This is the only one that gets another one at 6th level. So, where this does not get a bonus proficiency, it does get an additional channel divinity. As an action, you become invisible until the end of your next turn. You become visible if you attack or cast a spell. So yeah, this allows you to, again, this just adds to your survivability or the concept of you being a sneaky person on the battlefield. You have your Divine Strike. Now, whereas all the others dealt either thunder or an elemental damage or radiant, this Divine Strike deals poison damage. Now, at 17th level, you get an improved duplicity, whereas instead of using your channel divinity to create one copy of yourself, you now create 4 copies of yourself. And as a bonus action, you can move any number of them up to 30 feet to a maximum range of 120. So again, this allows you to spread out your casting to much more of a radius. Very useful. As long as you can see the target and your duplicate is closer, you can cast through your duplicate. Alright folks, we're at the end of it now. We're now at the war domain. Sorry about that, folks. I had to mute myself because I was having a little bit of a coughing fit. Don't worry, I plan to take my medicine, another bit of medicine called Lemsip. Those of you that live in Ireland, I don't know if you just have it in other countries. I'm pretty sure it's all over Europe, I imagine, and maybe in America. I don't know. I'm not an expert on marketing or Lemsips, but yeah, it's for fevers, throats, coughs, all that type of stuff. Has to be taken with hot water, so I'll probably see about getting that done after this video. Now, the war domain. War has many manifestations. It can make heroes of ordinary people. It can be desperate and horrific, with acts of cruelty and cowardice eclipsing instances of excellence and courage. In either case, the gods of war watch over warriors and reward them with their great deeds. The clerics of such gods excel in battle, inspiring others to fight the good fight, or offering acts of violence as prayers. Gods of war include champions of honor and chivalry, such as Torm, Hurnius, Kirlot, as well as the gods of destruction and pillaging, such as Eratu, the Fury, Grumash, and Ares. The gods of conquest and domination, such as Bane, Hexter, and Malkulet. Other war gods such as Tempest, Nike, and Nuada. Nuada! Funny enough, folks, Nuada is not actually a god. Clearly, the authors of the Player's Handbook is not fully understanding Irish folklore. For example, Nuada is not a god. He is a figure connected to the old Irish gods, the old Celtic gods, but he is not himself a god. He is, in fact, he was one of the first king. According to Irish folklore, he was the first king of Ireland, or the people that would come to occupy Ireland. And he had like a silver arm. But yeah, sorry folks, he is not in fact a god. But D&D, he is. Take more of a neutral stance, promoting war in all its manifestation and supporting warriors in any circumstance. Pardon me? But yeah, I actually do like how they did. I think every god got mentioned there, and also the god and the creator of the orcs, Grumish. I was thrilled to see. And I find it interesting that Nuada is a neutral god, despite the fact that he was very much a hero, like a good guy. Like, he wasn't neutral. He was fighting to protect people. So I'm not sure why they haven't been sort of a neutral in this stance, but okay. Your war domain spells are as follows. At first level, you get Divine Favor and Shield of Fate. At third level, you get Magic Weapon and Spiritual Weapon. At fifth level, you get Crusader's Mantle and Spirit Guardians. At seventh level, you get Freedom of Movement and Stone Skin. At ninth level, you get Flame Strike and Hold Monster. You also get bonus proficiencies so you gain proficiency in Martial and Heavy Armor, further indicating that you are a warrior. You also get War Priest. You also get the feature of War Priest. For first level, your god delivers bolts of inspiration to you while you're engaged in battle. When you use the attack action, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, a minimum once. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Again, some of you may note, even the Tempest Cleric does not get extra attack. They only get one attack a turn, because they're supposed to be casting. But the War Domain Cleric is the exception. Instead, he can channel his wisdom modifier to a maximum of 5 or more, depending on magic items, to allow himself to make an extra attack as a bonus. Now again, that still means you can only make 2 attacks a turn, but that's it allows him to get extra attacks in. And it's when he finishes a long rest, sadly. Now you have your channel. You have 2 channel divinities, as well. Guided Strike and War God's Blessing. We'll go with Guided Strike. Starting at second level, you can use your channel divinity to strike with supernatural accuracy. When you make an attack roll, you can use your channel divinity to gain a +10 bonus to the roll. You can make this choice after you see the roll, but before the DM says whether or not the attack hits. So, yeah, be careful with that. If you score less than 10, that may be the moment to give it a +10. Like, if you scored, like, actually, if it was me, if I scored, like, depending on what I was facing, but yeah, if anything under 10, I would definitely go with. Because, like, unless anything 5 or lower, I would not use it. But 5 up towards 10, I would use it. War God's Lesson. 6th level, when you see a creature within 30 feet of you that makes an attack roll, you can use your reaction to grant that creature a plus 10 bonus to their roll. Using your channel divinity, you make this. Okay, basically, Guided Strike is for yourself. War God's Blessing is for other people, and they both do the exact same thing. Now, you also have a Divine Strike. You deal, and instead of dealing like an extra type of damage, you deal the exact same type of damage as the weapon that you use to hit the enemy. So if you use the sword, slashing or piercing. If you use the hammer, bludgeoning. You at 17th level you become the Avatar of Battle. At 17th level you gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. That's not bad. The only thing I would criticize about that feature in particular is the fact that barbarians get that very early, basically, and they get it like multiple times. Now, fair enough, the war cleric has it as a passive, whereas a barbarian has to be enraged in order to ignore that damage. But that is it, folks, for the cleric. Hold on, actually, I am going to actually read out the cleric's spell list. I have to put my keyboard back on my desk because I had it on the floor. Oh. Since I was eating my breakfast when I was in that break a moment ago, and I accidentally did something stupid. There we go. Here we go. Spell lists. Hold on, there's a new a smart shortcut system here. Actually, now that I remember. It's actually really handy, like it seems to be really cool. Here we go. Okay. Cleric spells. We're just going to zoom in. There we go. So I can read these a bit clearer. Okay. Now, remember you get 5 cantrips to a possible of 6 cantrips if you take the light domain. Your cantrips are as follows: Guidance, Light, Mending, Resistance, Sacred Flame, Spare the Dying, and Tomocracy. Sorry, that last one is I find it difficult to pronounce, but it's a simple enough cosmetic spell. It has some uses, such as opening and closing unlocked doors, lighting and unlighting candles and other small flame, and also allows you to change the color of your eyes, and you can enhance the volume of your voice. So, take what you want from it. Now, your first level spells are as follows: Bane, Bless, Command, Create or Destroy Water, Cure Wounds, Detect Evil and Good, Detect Magic, Detect Poison and Disease, Guiding Bolt, Healing Word, Inflict Wounds, Protection from Evil and Good, Purify Food and Drink, Sanctuary, Shield of Fate. Second level spells: Aid, Augury, Blindness and Deafness, Calm Emotions, Continual Flame, Enhance Ability, Find Traps, Gentle Repose, Hold Person, Lesser Restoration, Locate Object, Prayer of Healing, Protection from Poison, Silence, Spiritual Weapon, Warding Bond, Zone of Truth. Your third level spells are as follows: Animate Dead, which I find surprising, but then again there's the Death Cleric. Beacon of Hope, Bestow Curse, Clairvoyance, Create Food and Water, Daylight, Dispel Magic, Feign Death, Glyph of Warding, Magic Circle, Mass Healing Word, Meld into Stone, Protection from Energy, Remove Curse, Revivify, Sending, and Speak with Dead. The cleric spells are continued on the next. Your third level spells are continued on the next page. Spirit guardians, tongues, water walk. Your fourth level spells are as follows: banishment, control water, death ward, divination, freedom of movement, guardian of fate, locate creature, and stone shape. Your fifth level spells are as follows: commune, contagion, dispel evil and good, flame strike, geas, greater restoration, hollow, insect plague, legend lore, mass cure wounds, planar binding, raise dead, scrying. Your sixth level spells are as follows: blade barrier, create undead, find the path, forbiddance, harm, heal, hero's feast, planar ally, true seeing, word of recall. Seventh level spells: conjure celestial, divine word, etherealness, firestorm, plane shift, regenerate, resurrection, symbol. Eighth level spells: anti-magic field, control weather, earthquake, holy aura. Ninth level spells: astral projection, gate, mass heal, true resurrection. And they are all your cleric spells. Now, as I said, some are expanded upon through the use of your domains. But that is it, folks. They are the druid spells. Now, as you can see, you start off with a large number. Like, first, second, and third level have a lot. But then again, folks, remember, in the first video, you may have noticed that it's up until fifth level, your spell slots is generally cap out at 3, with the exception of first giving you 4. But but you don't get that many spell slots. And once and then your sixth level spell slot, your sixth and seventh level spell slots, you only have 2 of, and then your 8th and 9th you only have 1 of. So as you level up, you're not going to. So basically, you have a lot of options early on, because you'll have lots of spell slots to make use of those options. But as you progress, when it comes to, because you'll only have 1/8 or 1/9, you should really only then prepare 2 of each of those spells, like 2 9th level spells and 2 8th level spells. That's generally what you should have prepared by when you're level 20, because by that point you're only going to be able to cast 1 of those spells. So you would like some option, but you're not going to need to have prepared all of them. And keep in mind though, you can swap spells out every single day, so you have all those spells at your disposal. It's just that every day you can only prepare a certain amount of them based on your wisdom modifier plus your level. So by level 20, you can have a total of 25 prepared. So as I said, you'll only need 2 8 and 2 9th for level 20. And then the rest, try and think of what spells that you're going to be possibly needing. And then remember, there's your divine domain. So a life cleric does not have to waste their prepared spell number on a cure wounds or a mass cure wounds, because they're automatically prepared once you reach 9th level. But folks, that is it for the cleric. Next week I will be talking about druids. I might see about getting Blue back on to discuss druids, because he plans on playing a druid, and he looked into druids, and it seems like it's right up his alley. Especially when he got a document called Xanatar's Lost Notes to Everything Else. So like there's Xanatar's Guide to Everything, but then on the DM's Guild there's Xanatar's Lost Notes to Everything Else. So in that they also had a sorcerer, which is one of his favourite classes, that had druid spells, and he enjoyed that. So I think like druids and sorcerers are right up his alley. So we'll find out. I'll try and get him on for next week. I've also noticed that I did not have any other of my. I've noticed that I've been forgetting to upload some of my videos. So right now I'm going through my videos folder to find the ones that I did not upload, which was the half orc and the dragonborn, I believe. I'm not too sure, but I plan to go through all of them to get which videos I did not upload and then upload them. So yeah, folks, I should be trying to get that. I'll try and get that done now. I do apologize for not having them uploaded. I thought I uploaded them. Clearly, I was wrong. I also need to find. So basically, I found my half orc video. I believe half orc was the last one, because just before. I'll use the chapter section. Let's see here. I most likely did do my Dragonborn video because Dragonborns are before gnomes, and I definitely could have swore I saw my half-elf video. So I think I was only missing half-orc and tiefling. So that, and then I'll be also missing my barbarian and bard. Let's check my YouTube right now. My channel. Uploads. So let's see here. I actually have my tiefling video up. I don't know how I missed orcs. I honestly don't know how I did, but I did. So I'll be so there's tiefling. That's my Let's Plays of Shadow of War, and there's my half elf. So yeah, it's literally just the orcs that was missing, and barbarians and bards. So yeah, folks, I'll be getting them uploaded shortly. I just have to find them in my videos folder. Luckily, OBS records as well as when I broadcast, so shouldn't be too long to locate. For those of you that have stuck around for both, it's now this video is 43 minutes long. The last video was nearly an hour. So folks, this has taken me nearly 2 hours to get done. Now, the bard and barbarian was not this long, but that was because they did not have that many archetypes, whereas cleric does. Some of the, as I said, some of the classes are not going to be too long. Some of them are going to be very long. My wizard, I'm imagining, is going to be as long as this video. I'll probably have to break it up into 2 parts. But, oh god, it's at the end. The next complicated caster, I believe, is going to be the warlock, which is just before wizard. Sorcerer, I don't think is going to be too complicated. But I've already touched on sorcerer a little bit. I'll be looking back at that video to whether or not decide will I skip sorcerer. Fighter is going to be straightforward. So is the ranger and rogue. Paladin is also going to be straightforward, I feel like. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, I'll be back shortly at some point today, maybe with a broadcast of the one shot that Blue is running, since we don't have enough of our members for today. So yeah, may the force be with you, and remember, roll for initiative.